Vegas is where dreams are sold by the minute, but some dreams, once broken, don't make it out alive. Beneath the Strip's shimmer lies a hidden world, storm drains filled with mattresses, stories, and silence. Here, forgotten workers, veterans, families survive underground, literally. This is not the city you see in travel ads.
They're doing it so wrong. They're making it harder for us to want to even do any better for ourselves.
On Roamkind, we're stepping off the red carpet and into the shadows. Because where the American dream fades, something deeper waits to be heard. If you've ever wondered what Vegas hides while it shines, stick around. This story isn't loud, but it's unforgettable. Number 1. Two sides of Las Vegas. Imagine flipping a coin in Las Vegas. Heads, champagne, penthouses, jackpot wins. Tails, trash, tents, tears no one's betting on. That flip isn't poetic. It's the city's split personality. On one hand, over 41 million tourists arrive each year, chasing neon dreams on the Strip. On the other, nearly 7,900 people are homeless across southern Nevada, a 20% surge in just 1 year. And yes, that's nearly 4,200 living completely unsheltered, on concrete, in heat soaring to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Sidewalks smell of waste, dumpsters overflow, and above it all, luxury towers gleam. It's a hard punchline without a punch. The Stratosphere Tower might outshine everything, but if you stacked all the tents end to end, they'd reach its height. Yet no one's taking in that view. Is Sin City actually a broken city? If the Strip is the headline, these people are the footnotes we scroll past. Should tourists be nudged to glance down, not just up? What if we flip that coin again? Whose life changes on that flip? Could it be ours? From the point-in-time count, on one January night in 2024, 7,906 people were counted, of whom 4,202 had nowhere to shelter. Sheltered homelessness rose by 33%, showing shelter beds increased, yet the unsheltered count still climbed by 7%. That means efforts helped, but not nearly enough. Have you seen a place with such glitter and grit, where dreams collide with deprivation? That's Vegas today. Let's talk real life behind the lights. Number 2. Nobody is safe from falling. You might think you're safe, immune, stable, but all it takes is one bad break. Then gravity does the rest. Las Vegas, bright lights, big bets, bigger dreams. But off the Strip, there's a different gamble playing out. One with no jackpot, just people quietly losing everything. The homelessness crisis here isn't about laziness or drug addiction. That's lazy thinking. It's about systems cracking under pressure. Today's unhoused includes folks you'd never expect. A retired school teacher who couldn't cover medical bills, a warehouse worker let go after an injury, a mum with 2 kids and a car but nowhere to park it at night. They're not failing. The math is. When rent outpaces wages, when one illness costs more than a month's pay, well, you do the calculation. It takes just one wrong card in life's deck, a flat tire, a surgery, a broken lease, and suddenly the ground disappears. What's wild is how fast it all happens. 1 week, you're meal prepping and paying Netflix. Next week, you're Googling how to sleep in a car safely, if you still have Wi-Fi. A recent study showed that more than 4 out of 10 Americans wouldn't be able to cover an emergency costing over $400. Read that again. $400. That's not poverty. That's a balancing act with fire beneath the rope. And that's why poverty is not just some distant statistic. It's a neighbor, a mirror, maybe even you, in the wrong month. People say, "But I work hard." Sure, so do they. Many folks experiencing homelessness still go to work every morning. Some wear ties, some wear name tags, most wear stress like skin, but none wear a sign saying, "It happened to me." If the middle class is this fragile, what even is middle class anymore? If you need perfect health, 0 accidents, and 2 incomes just to stay afloat, is that stability or a house of cards? In Vegas, the fall from middle class to mattress on the curb happens faster than a roulette spin. That's not just a quip. That's the new rule of the game. Could it happen to someone you know, someone you love? You felt that drop? Comment, House of Cards. If you've ever thought stability might just be a fragile illusion. And don't go anywhere. Vegas has more layers than just glitter. Number 3, dignity lost in silence. They still wear name tags, they still say good morning, but at night they disappear under bridges. They punch in, smile politely, wear clean uniforms, all while knowing they'll sleep in cars, parks, under overpasses once their shift ends. That's dignity lost in silence. Not headline news, yet more crushing than any billboard glare. Consider this. Roughly 74% of people experiencing homelessness in southern Nevada report a disabling condition, mental health or substance use related. Weariness grips them, not just from exhaustion, but from being treated like they don't belong. Invisible becomes identity. Meet the mom who works nights in a high-end kitchen. She scrubs dishes until dawn, then unfolds a sleeping bag under a freeway. Or the retired veteran, used to service, pride, routine, deciding whether to skip blood pressure medication so there's enough to eat. That's losing more than a home. That's losing a seat in society. Mental health toll? Massive. Depression, anxiety, PTSD, suicidal thoughts, they're part of daily survival for many. More than 33% self-report mental health issues. 36% struggle with substance abuse. And these are self-reports, likely underestimates. What if one day that could be any of us? A hospital bill, a broken car, a single mistake. Then boom, you're no longer someone people high-five at Trader Joe's. You're someone to step around on the sidewalk. What do we do with those faces we see, yet don't see? Communities roll out temporary shelters and food banks, but what about stability, dignity, purpose? Without those, help is therapy for a wound that keeps reopening. When we applaud someone's resilience, are we celebrating their strength or masking a failure of our systems? It's not just losing a bed, it's losing your place in the story. It's not just their beds that are missing, it's their place in the story we choose to tell. Number 4. Life beneath the streets. Welcome to the other Vegas underground. Not clubs or casinos, but concrete tunnels lined with homelessness crisis. That's where the city's untold story wriggles in the dark, beneath the neon. Picture this. Over 600 miles of storm drains and culverts burrowed under the strip. In there, 1,200 to 1,500 people have found refuge from the desert's scorch and the street's glare. They've carved out crude homes, plywood beds, cardboard walls, broken bricks, shivering in winter and gasping in 120-degree heat. Sounds like a twisted survival version of an Airbnb tour. These tunnels aren't cozy. They're pitch black, infested with rats, damp as a basement after rain, and littered with garbage. They flood, hard and fast. In monsoon season, these homes can turn into watery graves within minutes. And yet, folks go back because above ground, there's nothing left for them. No shelter, no safety, no paycheck. Street medicine teams risk their lives entering this maze. They coax people out for care, wound cleaning, mental health help, drug rehab offers. But many decide the damp concrete is safer than addiction, arrest, or the sun's wrath. Think underground is a one-off? Number, it's mirrored across California, New York, and Texas. People retreating beneath the earth because the poverty trap is closing fast. Would you rather go back under the strip, living subterranean, or face the Vegas glare with no safety net? This subterranean world is a mirror, a grim reflection of what happens when housing fails, policies flounder, and people fall through the cracks. And remember, underground isn't just out of sight, it's out of mind. Who's ready to pull it into daylight? Would you live underground just to feel safe? If this part moved you, drop a still human in the comments, because no one belongs in the dark. And hey, pause for 10 seconds and hit subscribe to support WandaQ. We've got more stories that matter, raw, real, and worth your time. Number 5. A paradise too crowded to save. Every dream that lands in Las Vegas arrives with a backpack full of hope, but that city ran out of space to store them. Sounds poetic, but it's reality in 2025. People are leaving California, New York, even parts of Texas, hoping to trade in high rents and brutal taxes for sunshine and a break. They think Vegas means cheaper living, opportunity, maybe even a second chance. And for a moment, just one, that fantasy holds, until it doesn't. Because Vegas is full. Not just traffic and hotel lobbies, but housing. The population is growing faster than the city can handle. Developers can't build fast enough. Locals are priced out of their neighborhoods. Newcomers can't find anything but overpriced listings or scams. Entire families are now on wait lists longer than the Strip on a Saturday night. And here's the twist. It's not just the poor struggling. Middle-class workers, nurses, electricians, teachers, they're getting squeezed too. Some rent rooms in strangers' homes, others live in RVs with kids, and some just leave again. Is this still a paradise, or is it a mirage shimmering in the desert heat? The glamour of the Strip keeps the illusion alive. But just 3 streets away, rental signs stay up, not because there are vacancies, but because no one can afford them. A family moved here last year with dreams of buying a home. Today, they live in a motel that charges by the week. A bartender works 2 shifts, but still shares a 1-bedroom with 3 roommates. These aren't edge cases, they're the new normal. If rent doubled tomorrow, would you stay afloat? Or would you join the silent wave of working homeless? Because Vegas isn't failing, it's overheating. It's not falling apart, it's bursting at the seams. It welcomed the dreamers. Now, it's choking on their numbers. Number 6. The Forgotten Children of Las Vegas. Imagine a kid whose classroom is the back seat of a car and whose bedtime song is the rush of freeway traffic. That's life for some children in Las Vegas. Homelessness. Crisis isn't just rows of tents. It touches the smallest voices too. Every night, entire families, mums with toddlers, siblings huddled, call car trunks or highway shoulders their home. In Clark County, during the point-in-time count, on one night in January 2024, nearly 7,900 people were counted as homeless. But data shows that families with children rose by roughly 39% compared to the previous year. That means more kids in cars, more school days missed, more sleep lost. These children carry backpacks of uncertainty, not books. No permanent home, means no routine. No routine means no school, no homework, no safe play. What's a childhood without toys, when survival is the full-time job? Education becomes a luxury. According to the school district's Title I Hope program, homeless student enrollment shoots up every year, straining services that were never built for this scale. Yet the irony stings. Sin City, the land of neon and nightclubs, where birthdays and bachelorette parties are pitched as dream experiences, is seeing kids grow up without constants. No stable Wi-Fi to zoom into class, no kitchen to heat dinner, no bedroom walls to keep out the desert chill or heat. This isn't a cautionary tale, it's current reality. Can we still call Vegas a dream factory when it fails to work for its youngest? Or is it time to flip the script? Could more targeted poverty interventions make bedtime safe again for little ones? If childhood is supposed to be magic, where's the magic here? Number 7. Essentials now feel like luxuries. Remember when air, food, and shelter were basics? Now, in Vegas, they come with hidden fees and emotional surcharges. In Las Vegas, the only thing hotter than the Strip might be your summer power bill. When temperatures hit 115 degrees Fahrenheit, your air conditioner doesn't hum, it screams. And that scream can cost over $300 a month. That's just to not cook alive in your own living room. Essentials now feel like luxuries because they're priced like luxury goods. Need groceries? A bag of fruit, milk, and eggs might run you more than a dinner out 10 years ago. Gas for your commute? That's another bite. Medication? Only if you skip dinner. It's not just inflation, it's survival math. And the math's not kind. People who once budgeted with confidence now pray nothing breaks. A flat tire, a late fee, a kid's dental bill. Even $200 of surprise expenses can trigger crisis mode. Think about that. $200. That's all it takes to start the free fall. It's not just the unemployed feeling the pinch. It's the barista with 2 jobs, the janitor pulling doubles, the teacher doing tutoring on weekends. This is the working poor. The folks who play by the rules but can't outrun the game. You ever felt like that? And here's the twist. These aren't folks buying designer bags. They're just trying to keep the lights on. Yet somehow, basic needs now sit on the same shelf as wants. Poverty doesn't always wear rags. Sometimes it wears a work uniform and smiles through the fatigue. What happened? When did just getting by become a privilege? And why are we okay with that? If you've ever chosen between paying rent or getting a full tank of gas, you're not alone. Drop a comment. What's the wildest basic thing you had to skip? It's not that people stopped working hard. It's that the system sprinted ahead and left them walking barefoot in the dust. Skipped dinner so you could fill your tank. That's not a life hack. That's a crisis. Comment, adulting is broken. If you've had to pull stunts to survive the basics. Or type, luxury milk. If grocery runs now feel like luxury shopping. Don't bounce. Next chapter peels back more truth. Number 8. Silent danger in the shadows. They don't have names in databases, just faces in the dark, targets without protection. They live where no one looks, no ID, no address, no legal presence. That's silent danger in the shadows, a place where being unseen means being huntable. Homelessness. Crisis isn't a buzzword, it's a vulnerability. In southern Nevada, nearly 7,906 unhoused people were counted in early 2024, a 20% jump from the prior year. Think about that. Nearly 8,000 souls, unaccounted for by systems, ripe for exploitation. They are easy marks. Women and minors become prey. Sexual assault, human trafficking. Studies show about 30% of homeless youth in Las Vegas have been approached by traffickers. This is no urban legend. It's real life for too many. Tent encampments and storm drains become lawless zones. Drug trade moves in quietly. Gangs recruit silently. Violence brews underground. Without paperwork, they can't call the cops. Who hears them when they scream? There's more. Conditions underground are deadly. Flood tunnels stretch over 300 miles, fulfilling the illusion of shelter. But flash floods, they kill people in their sleep. They return because above ground, there's nowhere else. Mental breakdown isn't a rare side effect. PTSD, anxiety, psychosis, untreated, unchecked, they are symptoms of a system failure. Many turn to drugs just to stay awake, to stay safe. More than 49% report substance use disorder. 44% struggle with mental health burdens. Imagine choosing to risk drowning or freeze underground, because the alternative is heat stroke above, with record summer highs of 120 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a choice nobody should have to make. If we don't protect those without protection, what does that say about our society? Are we okay with high taxes paying for systems that create invisible victims? We see them, but do we really see them? Or do we walk on, pretending those shadows don't contain living, breathing humans? The law sees them as invisible. Predators see them as easy. Number 9. Help that doesn't heal. On paper, there's help. In reality, it often feels like a bureaucratic game of hot potato, with human lives at stake. That's the unglamorous twist in the middle of the homelessness crisis in Las Vegas. You'll find shelters, food programs, mobile clinics, even counseling services. Posters look great, budgets look bigger. And yet, over 8,000 people remain unhoused in Las Vegas alone. That's a 20% jump in just 1 year. What gives? The system offers help, but it's help with conditions, wait lists, curfews, forms, ID requirements, background checks, clean urine tests. Miss one? Start over. Try again next week, or next month, or never. Some programs last a few nights. Some offer a spot if you show up before sunset. First come, first survive. Others send people from hotline to hotline, repeating the same trauma to different ears while sleeping on the same sidewalks every night. Funding exists. Staff gets trained. Reports get printed. But where's the exit ramp? When the same people show up year after year, is it healing or just rotating pain in slow motion? There's an unspoken truth. The more visible the crisis, the more funding programs receive. The more funding, the more departments grow. The more they grow, the more paperwork. And somewhere in the shuffle, people disappear. Not physically, bureaucratically. And here's a curveball. What if parts of the system unconsciously depend on the problem's persistence to justify their own existence? Think about that. If the issue vanished overnight, would the structure built to fight it collapse too? What's your take? Are these systems broken or just overwhelmed? Is this a fixable glitch or a design flaw? Leave your thoughts below. The real question isn't whether help exists, it's whether that help leads anywhere. Because if the sidewalk becomes a waiting room and the paperwork becomes a wall, maybe we're not curing homelessness. We're just documenting it. No more forms, no more false starts. Just tell us. Comment paper wall if you've seen how help can stall. Or type real help if you believe we can still turn this around. Number 10. Hope still lives here. Amid the ruins, someone still leaves food out for stray cats and for the souls lost in the homelessness crisis. It sounds small, insignificant even. But in Las Vegas, it's everything. This isn't the Vegas you see in commercials. It's the one underneath, where light doesn't always reach. And yet somehow, kindness does. Every night, a group of volunteers shows up like clockwork. They don't wear capes. They carry sandwiches, water, toothpaste, and dignity. They kneel down. They ask names. They remember stories. That's where healing starts. Not in big programs, but in human eyes that say, you still matter. Beyond that, something quietly revolutionary is happening. It's called housing first. The idea? Don't wait for someone to fix their life before offering a place to sleep. Just give them a home. Radical, right? Yet it's working. Cities that try it see fewer people on the streets, fewer hospital visits, fewer police calls. Most of all, they see people begin again. Stories grow from it. A man who spent years in the sewer tunnels now leads outreach teams. A teenage girl who once missed a whole year of school now tutors younger kids in a library. A retired chef who used to sleep in a park now runs the kitchen at a shelter. These aren't fairy tales. They're Vegas stories. Scrappy, messy, but real. Hope isn't loud. It doesn't tweet or post selfies. It shows up in casseroles cooked by church ladies, in barbers offering free cuts in alleyways, in high school students handing out socks in the rain. It's not about grand gestures. It's about showing up. Consistently, quietly, without cameras. Maybe Vegas hasn't lost its soul. Maybe we just stopped looking in the right places. Under the neon, behind the casinos, beneath the noise. If you've ever been helped by a stranger, share your story. Or if you've helped someone, tell us how it changed you. Because hope isn't a myth. It just needs witnesses. Las Vegas, where fantasy never sleeps, but thousands do, on sidewalks. Behind every billboard offering, "Live the dream," might be a sleeping bag asking, but whose dream exactly? Tell me this, is the American dream still for everyone, or only for those who can afford not to question it? Here at Roamkind, we're not handing out answers, just questions with uncomfortable timing. If you made it this far, maybe you're not just watching, you're witnessing. And sometimes, that's where change starts.